Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Salem by Night Chronicle. I am the Ravnos Archon. My name is Will, and I'll be your storyteller this evening. And last we left off with our Anarchs, we got a special episode just for our Nosferatu Melvin. We got to see a little back history of what happened with the Nosferatu and why the Prince of the City has currently exclaimed them to be enemies of the Tower. We got to see what happened with their hunt on Willow, and we got to hear some truths, at least from her perspective, as to who and what Teddy is. But before that, we got to see Erickson and Andreas talk to Otis King and set up a tense and kind of friendly, cooperative relationship between the two groups. But we left off with Melvin arriving at the estate of the Malkavian Primogen and finding it on fire. And where we had left off with Andreas and Erickson, that hadn't happened yet. So we're going to open up with Andreas and Erickson in the Malkavian Primogen's basement. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay,
Uh,
so can I prevent some sort, or can I cause some sort of weird time warp by actually not setting fire to anything this time?
Well, yeah, you won't be setting fire to anything, but I can guarantee
It's not
you
us.
somebody wants to set everything here on fire.
It's always me.
Correct.
Nobody was gonna blame you. You guys
It's
are
one
gonna
of
have a
us
scapegoat.
three. It's one of us three. That's really what it comes down to. If it's not him, it's me. If it's not me, it's that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we pick up with the two of you where we left off with you guys. So you're in the basement. Teddy has just fed off of Sasha Vikos to kind of regain some of his abilities, some of his liveliness. And you can see that he immediately frees his cats once he has regained some of his strength. And he starts to kind of pick all three of them up and he holds them like a little bundle to his chin. And Sasha immediately starts to just knock things over. She's trying to create as much damage as possible. And in the middle of it, she kind of remembers that you're there, and she looks over at the three of you. Oh, I apologize. If you would like to leave before I set this place ablaze, please take this opportunity.
All right. Is there anything near me to kick over?
Oh,
That's what I was about to do. I was about to just smash a chair and be like, "I will help."
I will take one long. I'm
Commit
going to
nothing.
take just a long blank look and just flying at some of the nearest furniture. Why not?
Now,
Yeah.
mind you, while I'm doing this, I do want to see if there is anything. Where are we currently? We're in the basement. So is there desks? Is there
Oh yeah.
like there's filing cabinets? There's stuff there.
The basement looks more like an old dungeon than anything else. But there are desks. There are what looks to be a ledger of people he's kept here.
Cool, I'll grab that ledger.
Yeah,
I'll
she's
grab that
destroying
ledger.
everything.
Are there any just cool or creepy looking weapons? Not anything necessarily eldritch. Just like, ooh, that's ugly.
Yeah, we'll say that there's an old kind of like executioner's sword that's just kind of like a piece of metal in a rectangular shape with like a little bit of a handle.
Yeah, like the German executioner swords.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So slabo steel.
And as you start creating chaos in the basement, you see that she kind of takes a moment, and as she crosses her hands, she smiles, and the grooves that you imagined or you believed down her arm that were just kind of like scarification, you see that they open up and they reveal smiles of their own, and there's like just this dozen pair of mouths running down either part of her arm.
I told y'all there was some creepy shit. This is out of character. I told y'all there was some creepy shit about it.
Well, in character, I'm like, wait a minute. And as I'm smashing stuff, I'm like, am I hallucinating right now? What's going on here? Smash.
But you see that Teddy is starting to make his way up the stairs, and as she sees this, as they see this, you see that they start making their way up as well. It is very paternal. There is a bit of care involved in how they are treating Teddy.
Okay.
But they start to go upstairs. You hear more commotion going on. And then you hear just this cacophony of voices exclaim, "Ha!" And it just sounds like a whole choir.
Oh boy.
Okay. Um,
Vocal
I don't
cords
want to be stuck.
included.
Yeah, I don't want to be stuck in the basement. So I grab the ledger that I grabbed. I'll smash whatever. I'll smash the desk that's there. Just be like smash, and then run up so I could see what
Fuck
because
this
obviously
desk.
yeah.
Random question, Will, because my
Yep.
character is decently strong. Test the edge on the executioner sword real quick. Does it have anything of an edge, or was it just decoration at this point?
Oh no, it has an edge.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good.
And once you kind of like take a look at it and you kind of run your finger across it, there is some dried blood on the edge. Like it has been used.
Perfect.
There was some cleaning
When I
made, but not thorough.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, those things are heavy and slabby in the first place. Like, I just wanted to see if there was an actual edge when I'm hitting something with it, which I'm probably gonna.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
when I head
Um,
upstairs, what is the do I already see stuff on fire by the time I get upstairs?
When you get upstairs, you see that she's ripped down the Nazi flags, and she's made a little kind of uh, dead leaf pile of Nazi memorabilia in the center of what was his kind of study.
I
And-
offer her my lighter.
Yeah, and she's just dancing around it with one of those little I want to say it's like 1.5 gallon, 2 gallon kerosene red little kind of half domes. She's just dancing around, waving her arms, and just you can smell gasoline as she is just. If not for the fact that her mouth is currently singing some what you can only imagine to be some Germanic or Russian folk song, while the other mouths are giggling. It is a very haunting and disturbing image that you have walked into.
If the rhythm is at any or recognizable to me at all, I don't need to know the song. I'm adding whatever Romani lyrics I might know to that. Because this is Gypsy Vengeance.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the moment that she kind of like that they hear you, you see that she looks in your direction. The smile intensifies. There's a twinkle in her eye, and she just takes both kerosene tubs and just starts dousing the actual flags and whatnot. And she tosses them to the side, lets them drain out as they will. And she looks at your lighter and she says, "Please, it is the least that I could do." And she motions for you to, if you want it, you could set the flame. But since you don't,
I'm a
you just
gentleman.
started. You started with,
Wait,
with the
but
whole proclamation that you didn't want to be involved.
Yeah.
I want to get because obviously it's going to immediately cause us to roll. So I'm going to get the hell out of it. I'm going to step out of the direct line of the fire.
Yep.
This is their main office where we came out from the basement. Is there anything that's connected to it? Like, what are the other rooms that are connected to it?
The
as
other
I'm stepping-
rooms, as you come out of the main stairway to the basement, you come into the foyer. The foyer leads into the study. There is a living room to one side. There's a dining room to the other. Beyond that, you would imagine is the kitchen, and then whatever else the house has to offer as far as the first floor is concerned.
Okay.
You do see through an open hallway that there is this kind of not grand, but definitely nice staircase down the hall that would lead to the upstairs area.
Okay, I'm going upstairs.
But she will take the lighter from you. She will turn it on. She stares at the fire that comes out of the wick for a second. And then she just puts it down to the floor, lets it catch on one of the tendrils, and you just see it snake towards the bundle. And immediately it just kind of comes up into this bluish orange flame. and then the red starts to really burn,
Mm-hmm.
and for a moment, your beast shudders.
I want to roll against it to actually stay and watch for just a moment.
Okay.
Just to push against this fucking thing. This is also I got to stay in the danger zone, man. I'm Ravnos.
Yeah. Let's have you make a resolve and composure roll.
Okay.
That's
First roll of the night.
3 dice. You have 1 hunger, so 1 1 hunger dice, 2 regular dice.
Yeah.
Dancing in the moonlight.
All right.
In
8 on the
flame
hunger
light.
die.
Mhm.
8 on the hunger die and 6 and 8 on the regular die.
Okay. Yeah, the beast shrinks and shudders. And instinctively, you take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
But you stand your ground, and for an instant, you're not sure if it's just your beast playing tricks on you, or if it's your subconscious playing tricks on you. But there's a moment where the moment it ignites and it casts this glow against the rest of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Their shadow, Sasha's shadow, for a moment does not look like this thin, lithe form that's standing in front of you. It is monstrous. It is almost like an Umber Hulk of a shape on the against the like the bookshelves behind you.
Almost a Zulo, if you will.
Almost. But it definitely has like 4 arms, these massive tree trunk for legs, and just this almost guitar pick of a body that just kind of tapers down where the pelvis should be. And they turn towards you. They did not move at all. Like they stood their ground the second this ignited, and then they close the lighter. They look at it for a second, and as they come over to hand it to you, in Romani, you hear her say, "A veteran. I did not expect this."
The best resource for them to find a survivor from. Brave enough to survive the camp till my sire found me. I'm brave enough to murder them to this very day.
I hope you will forgive me for my experiments then. And she switches back to English. Old habits are hard to break, but they can be broken. And you see her grab one of the Nazi paraphernalia that is like sitting on a bench or a chair, and she just kind of looks at it for a moment and tosses it into the fire.
May that be the end to all of them.
Upstairs, there is a group of bedrooms.
Yep.
One of the bedrooms has a bunk bed. It
Mhm.
definitely looks like it's been lived in. There's another bedroom that has no windows. Definitely looks regal. There is an amazingly soft rug. The bed itself is incredibly nice. There's safety precautions for like any kind of attack during the day. Like the canopy comes down to create like a large coffin.
Ooh.
This guy was definitely into some shit.
Okay.
But you do notice that there's a bookshelf that looks like it's been pulled off from the wall at an angle, and behind it you can see that there's a secret door.
Sweet. I'm gonna rip open that secret door.
On the other side of it, I don't know what kind of mentality Erickson would have, having grown up conservative and coming from what would now be a GOP state. But there is the equivalent of a red room. There's just BDSM paraphernalia wall to wall. There is a rack, kind of human shaped, kind of Vitruvian man of a bedding with the leather straps where the wrist would be, where the ankles would be, a belt.
Okay.
And there's a drain, and you can see that there is blood, dried blood, all around the room. There's cleaning supplies to one side. You do notice that there is hanging from from like a makeshift clothes rack. There is an SS uniform. There is a French maid outfit, a sailor boy's outfit,
And a pineapple.
and just a
Is it 4 o'clock already?
an accoutrement of like different little costumes, that are barely clothes in any way, shape, or form. There's like lederhosen that are just the shorts and the suspenders. There's a nurse's outfit that is just like the jacket.
Yeah,
this
they're pooing it. Yeah, Winnie the Poohing that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
there
the top.
is-
Mike Myers' tights from Sprockets.
there's
Cool.
there's a
Okay.
lot. There's a lot to take in this room.
I will say that Erickson was a state senator for the Bible Belt. However, he used religion more so for his personal gain, the political gain. So he also knows that this is like a Tuesday almost. It's like, oh, okay, he has one of those. That's
It really
fine.
is, because there's a big leather belt over there called the Bible Belt that you can use.
Yeah. That's interesting, but there's nothing of like, there's no anything that's left over, anything that I might have seen of, like, besides obviously from all of the frills of a red room, there's nothing that was left in there, or possibly a mirror.
No, there's no, for it being a kink room, there is no kind of use of mirrors. Like, there's nothing that would have reinforced like narcissism or voyeurism of any way, shape, or form. Like, everything that happened here was for what looks like to be for feeding.
Okay, cool. Then it's nothing of significance, really. I mean, if the blood is dried out, it's not like it was a fresh anyway. I will just drop kick the actual dresser that has all of the outfits, and bionic elbow the door to get out, and then just walk on to the next room.
Breaking the makeshift clothesline, it does reveal that there are like a little like a dresser of drawers that's maybe each drawer is about a foot at most wide. Most are 6 inches, and they're about a foot and a half to 2 feet deep. And they all there's some that have different toys, different kind of gauges of rope, but you do find one drawer that just has money, like just wads that have been rubber banded together.
Dying.
What you imagine must be for ladies of the night.
That works. I based off of how crooked I was, being a state senator and all.
Correct.
I could roughly make out how, based off the wads, how much is in this drawer.
If they are to be measured against anything that you would have been running with, you can imagine that each wad is about $2,000.
Cool.
And there's
how many wads is that?
12 wads.
In the jacket pocket it goes. Several jacket pockets in my back pockets. You know what? I will take the drawer with me. I'll just walk around with the drawer that has the wads there. Yeah, I'll just walk with it.
This is like a library, like Dewey Decimal drawer. Like, you just take out the whole drawer. It's like, this long.
It's literally like this. It's like that. Yeah. And
just wads of
under
cash.
under my shoulder. I mean, in my arm. Under my arm, and just walking around with it, kicking down another door, whatever.
I can't wait. I can't wait to find out what high-powered, like, Camarilla motherfucker's house this is.
This is the Malkavian Primogen's house.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
He's crazy. He's not going to know what's gone.
And he's dead.
And
There you
he's
go.
dead. So
Okay, well, this is
even
inheritance, and this isn't thievery. This is inheritance.
Yeah. This is
He would've
restitution.
Yeah, he would have wanted us to burn all this stupid Nazi shit. That's why he left it for me.
Yeah.
And he would
Well,
have wanted
this
you to
makes a lot of sense.
And he would have wanted you to pocket all that fucking money, so we don't have to worry about that.
But you start to,
Oh man.
as you leave the room, the red room, you start to smell the smoke, and you can hear what sounds like the front doors being kicked open. And for Andreas, she is just kind of making her way through what's left of the first floor, knocking shit over, making sure that there's all the flammable stuff kind of leads back to the room, so it's easy to eat its way out. And then she just kicks open both of the massive like French doors, making
Just
sure
to
that
let the air in,
yeah. And then she just kind of steps out, and just goes immediately to where Teddy is, and just kind of puts her hand on the top of his head, and just kind of will motherly sit there with him, and just kind of watch as the fire eats at the house.
Can't start a fire. Can't start a fire without a spark. Kick down another door. Just it's gonna fire. Just
Demonetized.
Demonetized. Yeah. I don't even know if that song is out yet.
1984, May of 1984, sir. I checked just in case.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, it's still new.
Did
even.
his
It's only a-
homework.
Yeah.
only
It's
like
so new.
7
It's
months
on
old.
the radio still, so we're
Yeah.
listening to it. It's
Oh man.
for enough times.
But yeah, the upstairs is just a couple of rooms. It looks like there's some guest rooms for people. They have barely been touched. There's a layer of dust on the furniture and things like that. The only rooms that look lived in are the main room with the red room attached to it, and the room with the bunk beds.
Okay, but I mean, we're already at a time crunch at this moment. I'm smelling smoke, so it's only very shortly.
And it's starting to heat up.
Okay, so anyway, so is there a window? Is there a window in any of these rooms?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
In the
So,
bunk bed room, there's a window.
Okay, so I'll just start making my way to that window so I can soaring leap and land on outside.
You will jump out of the window then.
Whether it's open or not, I'm jumping out of the window.
Yeah, no, of course. I never heard you say that you were opening the window, so I assumed that you were going to jump out regardless.
I turn
Picturing
around.
the Looney Tunes thing.
I'll turn around.
like
Use,
that
I'll use Fata Morgana to give him slow motion for the appearance of slow motion for just a second.
And then the noise is like from like what is it? The Bionic Man, the $10 million man.
Yeah.
He used to be the $6 million man, but
there
inflation.
you go, 6 million.
Yeah,
yeah, you know.
You come crashing down to the earth. You can see that Andreas, Sasha Vikos, and Teddy are gathered like about halfway down the walkway that leads from the front gate to the house. And as you come over to them, you see a car pull up, and Manny Garza, Tulip, and Melvin walk out of the car.
Melvin, okay. So when I see Manny, obviously my face obviously turns sour. And then once I see Melvin, I'm like, okay, yeah, never mind. Never mind.
When I see Melvin, I happily wave my new executioner's sword. Just
and
a massive metal blade.
When I get out of the car, I'm just shaking my head. I go, Jesus Christ! I look at the fire in the back. I go, Jesus Christ!
I wave the ledger that's in my hand while I have the the Dewey Decimal drawer of money.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah. The Dewey Decimal drawer of money. Never thought that would be a phrase I'd say.
Do we pull up like right next to them?
No, you pull up at the front of the estate. And by this point, by the time that you pull up,
on fire.
Yeah, the whole of the first floor is on fire.
Okay.
But you notice that Teddy's there. He's holding his cats. There is this androgynous human standing next to him, kind of with their hand on Teddy's head. And as it turns to look in your direction, and you can see the almost too perfect alien features of this person's face, there is a moment where you see Tulip and Manny both take a step back. And as you see them take a step back, since you got out of the car further away from her, there's a moment where your beast recoils in fear. If you would like to stand your ground, it's going to be a composure and resolve roll.
That'll be, and it's just me and Andreas are just like, we're just like, hey, what's up? This is our new friend, and wait, what's going on? What's going on?
It's 5 dice for you. You're a hunger 2, so it's going to be 2 hunger dice, 3 regular dice.
Inside a
Be
fire.
strong.
Right.
Be
Well,
strong.
I got 2 1s, but
Mm.
I got
Ooh.
a 10, a 6, and a 9 on my hunger die. A 6 and a 9
Okay.
on my hunger.
You have this feeling. You can feel your beast recoil in fear. It's one of the few times that you've ever had this feeling. The amount of times that this has happened to you, you can count on one hand. And instinctively, you feel one of your feet just kind of drag itself back. Like there is that urge to step away, to show reverence to whatever this creature is. But you can definitely see that Teddy is worse for wear, and his cats are all kind of not meowing, but they're definitely being vocal, and there's a concern that you can hear in their tone of mewing.
Are they, how far distance wise would I have to yell to say something to them?
Oh, not at all.
Like,
No, you can
so
talk loudly
I
to
kind
get
of,
their attention.
well, after I kind of see her and I do that little drag, I make eye contact with Teddy and I'm just like, you're, you're, you're alive. And I start making my way like around the car if I'm allowed to. I don't know if I'm
You
still.
do. You do. You see that Tulip and Manny both are not moving.
Okay.
And the moment that you come around the car, like Tulip has her eyes wide and she is just staring at this new face. Manny just kind of looks at you in your direction out of the side of his eye, and he's just like very slowly shaking his head no.
I look over at
But
Sasha.
it's
I look at Sasha.
Teddy.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just like it's Teddy. We found him.
Yeah. And
I keep walking.
they're both frozen.
Okay.
But yeah,
I look at.
you walk through the
Sorry.
gate and you can see all 4 of them. What were
I
you gonna
just
say,
wanted
Sasha?
real quick to look at Sasha. Yeah, I just wanted to look at Sasha real quick and just be like, he's a friend. This is our friend Melvin. That's like as I go, hey, that's our friend Melvin. And I start walking over to Melvin with I start walking over to him. Hey, look what I have.
Another fire.
I'll turn back to Vikos in the meantime.
Yeah.
Take out a piece of paper, write down my information, phone number, that kind of thing. No, I'm not hitting on her. But
Yep.
anybody who I'm going to have a boon from or something at some point should also know how to contact me. And also, if anything my sire taught me, it would be keep good relations with the Zamitsi when I can, because you never know when I'm going to need a camp on their property.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
especially
So I keep moving towards Teddy.
Okay. So
And I even kind of bend down to look at the cats. Like
Erickson, you see, kind of has walked towards you, and as you walk past him, I would assume that you're gonna walk with him, or you're gonna like be rejected.
Well,
by
I
him
kind
and
of
just
do
kinda
this
stand.
I kind of do this to him, and I'm like, there's a lot to talk about, and I kind of give him like a friendly pat as I walk past.
Okay. And I ignore completely Manny because I don't give a fuck about that dude. So I'm just gonna. All right, cool. All right, turn around.
But Sasha, Sasha looks at you, Andreas, and she points at Tulip and Manny. Are either of them Tremere?
Do I hear that?
Yeah, not to, I don't even know what.
If you're going towards Freddy, you would hear that.
Yeah, I say
to my knowledge, no.
Nosferatu. We're Nosferatu, ma'am. And I say very confused, like, ma'am. You said that it's like she's androgynous, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Very.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. There is
And I
long
take my hat
hair.
off, like I'm reverential, and
yeah. This is an androgyny where it's almost like she's also kind of human, but not entirely.
Yeah.
right.
Like, it's like to that
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. And you see Teddy kind of look up at you, and for the first time, you hear his very kind of gruff voice. He goes, I am sorry, Melvin. I lost hat. Was taken."
I walk over to him and I give him. I go, here you go, and I give him the other hat, and I give him a hug,
Okay. He hugs you.
and I'm like, it's good to see you're alive.
Yeah. You as well. And the Sasha, the Simitsi, bends down next to him, and you hear them talking in what you can only imagine must be like some kind of Germanic, Russo-inspired old tongue.
Mhm.
And he points at the three of you, and then he lingers on Erickson. She nods, and
Hard?
then and then she again kind of rubs the back of his head and stands up. It seems that you have helped the child of my child. For this, I thank you. I will be taking him back home now. I have your information. I will be making contact shortly.
I'm strangely delighted by this fact, by the way.
I just kind of look. Oh, I'm like, oh, oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. And like I don't say it, but I'm just in
Yeah.
my head. Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
give Melvin a look for a second, like I got a date, just to make it
And
further.
when she says that, I point to Manny and Tulip, and I say they helped as well. In fact, my clan was trying to come here to rescue him.
It is appreciated, but he is not of your clan. And
Yeah,
I
he's a good dude.
Yeah. The cats are awesome too.
Yeah, and I kind of when he says that, I kind of. But we were told at the cabin, weren't we, that there was the belief that he wasn't, right? Somebody
no
told us.
Willow told you that he wasn't
Willow told us.
Nosferatu.
That's right. Like, so it's true.
That he is not Nosferatu, yes. That is true.
Well, and I look back at Teddy. I'm like, no matter, he's he's a solid guy, and I trust him. And
I
he's got a
understand.
nice hat now. Don't lose this
Uh,
one, Teddy. And I smirk at him.
Yeah. And he shakes his head. She looks over at Tulip and Manny as you point them out, and she smiles. A Diablerist. There's hope for your kind yet.
I look
Oh.
back.
Yeah. It goes, and I look at I look at I look at her. I look at Sasha, and I finally have like that. I look at her. I go, oh, I was like, yes. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that knows this.
I give Manny the look like an older brother that caught you with weed.
But she helps him up. She helps Teddy up, and they start to walk out of the estate. And you see that Tulip gets up, finally gets the nerve, and as they cross the threshold out onto the street, Tulip steps forward, and you hear her just in what sounds like a voice that is trembling and unlike Tulip at all. She says, "You can't take him. He's our friend." And you don't see Sasha's head moving, but you hear this chorus of laughter. And immediately you see Tulip's eyes widen, and she takes a huge step back.
Okay.
And Sasha turns around to the three of you, turns back to Tulip and Manny, and she proclaims very loudly, "If anyone wants to try and keep him from me, you are free to try." And you see Manny take a step back.
I say he's probably safer with her.
Oh, definitely.
But I'm saying it to Manny and to Tulip, given
Yeah.
the evening's events from the night before.
Tulip, you see, after everything that she's learned about you, she just kind of stiffens up and takes a step forward. And the moment she clears the distance to be within range of Sasha Vikos, the hand comes up and out, and you hear the crack as Sasha Vikos backhands Tulip and sends her flying half a block down the street.
Ooh.
I'll bet.
No,
Oh.
no, and I say it very softly, like almost on the road. I go, no, she's okay. It's the other guy. It's the other guy. she's
Oh, you hit the
she's
wrong
okay.
one.
You hit the wrong one.
I take off. I take off down to where Tulip got hit.
Yep.
I run after where Tulip is. I just start sprinting over there.
And you hear Teddy trying to plead in that language, that Russo-Germanic language that they've talked to each other in. And there's a moment where you don't see it, but you definitely you see her look down at him, and then you hear every single mouth on her body just yell, "Stop." And Teddy does. He is frozen.
Mm.
And even Manny's just like, puts the keys that he has from the car down on the floor in front of him, and he steps away with his hands up.
Deep in my brain, I'm like, how the fuck is this bitch not getting taken by the beckoning yet?
I walk up to Sasha and I just say very plainly, I understand your need to take care of the child of one's child. Completely understandable. I can't speak for Manny currently. I say this, I can't speak for Manny, but I know that Tulip is a good egg. I don't think that she mean anything by advancing towards you.
I like
I
where
don't
that
think that was.
went. She looks at you.
I say that, and I kind of tilt my head down a little. I don't want to give complete eye contact at this moment.
Gorilla rules. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You got to treat this like a silverback.
Yeah.
But you see that she looks at Manny. She looks back at you. Him, I understand. He's a Diabolist. All he wants is power. That's what I can offer him. And so I understand how to control people like that. People like her have a lot to learn about our own life. And she looks down.
I understand.
Get in the car. And after a moment, Teddy snaps out of it, and you see him just kind of get into the car. And you just hear a very soft, "Yes, Baba Yaga," as he creeps into the car in the back seat. She picks up the keys. She gets around. And as she walks around the car, Manny counter crosses so that he's always away from her. But that does make make it so that when she crosses around the car, he's crossed around so that now he's next to you.
Hey, hey, what's going on? You seem a little perturbed. You okay?
um, hey man, you just gotta understand what part of history you gotta be on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Uh,
yeah.
but
I look at Vicos as they're pulling away. Just,
she does a U-turn and
Oh,
drives down the street.
by the way, 'cause this is the first time I hear the name Baba Yaga.
Yeah,
So, does that ring anything? Have I ever heard that phrase from anybody?
it's
I would imagine maybe my sire probably might have brought it up at some point.
it's a very um esoteric name. If you want to try to make an intelligence and occult roll,
Oh, that's gonna be really bad, but I'll try.
these are the attempts we make.
Yep.
Yeah,
So that's just all of 2 dice.
yep. And you got 2 hunger, so these are hunger dice.
Yep. I got a 10 and a 2.
Okay. Um, as far as you know, Baba Yaga is a myth, a fairy tale. It's like the Maleficent to kind of Russian kids. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as anything concrete, there's nothing in your memory banks.
Okay. I saved that name. In fact, I put the ledger, in between my legs, and I grab a pen that just came out of nowhere, and I write it on one of the $100 bills, Baba Yaga, just so that I can remember.
Okay.
Okay.
And as you guys are there, Melvin, you catch up to Tulip, uh, and you can see that she is hungrier now. As you can see, kind of like the red outline on her eye, she's starting to fix the damage that she's taken to her face. And even though it is superficial, uh, it it is inhuman. There is not a crater, but there's definitely an indentation of where this hand hit. Um,
Mm.
and you can see the divots of each individual kind of knuckle. But the skin starts to push itself out. The her jaw starts to like reforge itself. And you can just see her holding her bottom jaw up to where it should be.
That was very brave and stupid.
And she took him. She
I
took him,
know.
Melvin.
I Tulip, you have to pick your battles. She was dangerous. I tell that. The best case scenario was to live to fight another day. We know what she, mind you, I'm saying this without knowing this is a
Mhm.
meaty story thing, but I'm like, we know what she looks like. We know that she's capable of a lot given your face right now from one swipe. But we've got way bigger fish to fry right now. We need to find Werner, and you know that. We know Teddy's alive. It looks like the Malkavian. It was the Malkavian Primogen's house, right?
Mhm. The estate.
Yeah, it looks like the estate of the Malkavian Primogen is no more. So it looks like that hit list is getting smaller and smaller from Reynolds.
And you just see she's still holding her face, and she just kind of like pushes herself up with her other hand. Um, and she looks over at Manny and the rest of your coterie, and she's just like, I need to get my stuff. We need to leave the city.
Can't abandon the clan. We made a deal.
And I'm talking about moving to West Salem. Need to find a new haven.
Well, if we are going to back Otis, we do have to be closer. But you need to push back some of that bravery of yours, kid, because as much as it's the one thing I love about you is how much you care and how much drive that gives you. The way shit's going right now, we have to play smarter. And sometimes it means not acting on our instincts and on the people we are. Sometimes we need to dip our toes in the pool of something we don't want to become or something we never thought we'd become to live in to I say live another day, but you know what I mean.
She nods and she starts walking back towards Manny and the group.
If she's on the ground, I pick her up. Like I
No, she
help her
pushed
up.
herself up already.
Okay. Okay. And we start walking back.
Yeah.
Start walking back with her.
And as Manny tells you, to pick your battles, you see them start to walk back towards you. And he looks at Andreas and Eric, and he's just like, "So it looks like we're gonna be spending a lot of time together, boys. Hey."
Yeah,
Tulip,
I wish you would have let me
Tulip, are you
talk to them
okay?
about that. I wish you would have let me talk to them about that first,
Oh, please,
Manny.
go ahead, man. Don't let me take away your thunder.
I would say maybe, and I look back at the burning estate. Maybe this isn't the best place to have a powwow, despite the fact that there's a campfire.
Hmm.
I'll go find us a car, and you see him just head over and start to try to open doors.
I look over at Tulip, and I sincerely, Tulip, are you okay?
She nods.
Wow. You are as tough as I think you are. I mean that was definitely a cause for concern there for a moment.
I'll have to visibly conceal the fact that I'm having like the best time of my life.
The song is still playing in my head.
That's the oldest. That is the oldest vampire I have ever run into. Like, possibly any of us would have ever run into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh.
True.
I'm still technically a young vampire, so I'm just like, hey, look, it's a new person.
So am I, but this is somebody who made it down to my clan to tell me about. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, we found out about Teddy before we got here, but somehow it still doesn't make a difference. Clan doesn't make you who you are.
Yeah. And I look at all of us and I'm like, clearly. So we're spending a lot of time with Manny. I mean, I imagine then we're going to be working closely with Otis then.
Yeah.
Hmm?
So I'd rather talk about it when we get in the car.
Of course.
Yeah. And you see him. He opens the door. He gets inside, and as he looks underneath, you see him suddenly stop, and then he looks up. He shakes his head, and then he reaches up and pulls down the visor, and then you just see him very angrily just slap it back up, and then you hear the car engine turn over.
Mm.
And I look at him because isn't that what happened with the van, if I remember correctly?
Yep.
That I told him, "Please," and I'm like, "You're learning." And I smirk. I give him a chuckle.
He looks at you as he drives back around, and he just goes, "I hate this stupid city and all its fucking rules."
Well, those rules may not be around. Some of those rules may not be around too much longer. and I wink at him. I give him a wink. Ah.
He goes,
And then
come on, getting.
I hop in the car. Tulip, do you want us to drop you off so you can go pack?
Please.
All right. So I'll tell Manny to head to what would make more sense to head to her place first and then have him drop us off. Maybe either back at the club or because is that where your vehicle, your guys' transportation is?
No,
Do you know where the free souls are?
my car is over at Julian's place because I drove with him.
Okay, so whichever way would make more sense, I guess, Will, like between dropping
Yeah.
off Tulip and then dropping him off or vice versa.
Tulip would be easier to drop off since she's in the city.
Okay.
Manny would have to drive all the way across to Salem town.
Do you know where the free I look back at Andreas, I just say, do you know where the free souls
Yeah,
where we can meet up with them?
Yeah, I wrote Will. I just read it back to him from where I knew I told him to stash the van earlier.
Okay.
Is that plausible to be dropped off?
Yeah.
Before Manny goes on
Manny,
his
Manny
way?
can
Okay,
drop you
we'll do
guys
that.
off.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Van.
And
I'm not gonna say much in the car.
yeah, and
Not in this car.
he's even then Manny's got like the top 40 radio station playing, and he's kind of singing along with that bad kind of Cuban accent to all the songs that he knows.
Mm-hmm.
But he drops you off.
When we get down, before Tulip gets dropped off first,
Hmm.
I roll down the window and I just tell her, if you hear anything about you know who, reach out as soon as you can. I'll do the same.
Okay.
And be careful. If you need anything, call me.
And as you're driving away from Tulips, you see Manny kind of look over at you. You know who? How clandestine. I like it. I like it, Bobby.
Well, I don't
Do we get
wanna
code
go around
words?
yelling. I'll call you Cigar. How about that?
That's very racist of you.
We can call you Chingazo.
Or Sapingo. Or something.
I don't like any of those, actually.
How about I stick to Manny?
Okay.
You know what's a good name? Manolo. How about that?
Manolo. Manolo's a good one. They should use that for a movie.
Yeah, that would be great if they use that for a movie at some point.
Right? But he drops you off.
And I tell him the same thing. I just kind of look at him when I get out of the car and just say,
Yeah, you see him
Same
put his
goes
finger
as
to his
with Tulip.
nose. Yeah. You
and I
know
do that to him
who.
too. And I'm just like, mm-hmm. And I do whatever.
And as he drives off, he's like, okay, bye, clandestine bodies.
All right, so basically, once the coast is clear, it's like,
Yeah.
so what the hell was up with Tulip?
Yeah.
Well, who the fuck was that sent her flying half a football field?
Oh, that's our
Very
new
good.
friend.
Very good question. To answer that, that is a very, very old vampire. Clan Zamitzi, ancient thing, and Teddy's grandsire, apparently.
Do I know what a Samitsi is, Will?
Yeah, it's a clan of vampire.
Okay, so I'm aware of them. So when he says it, I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Had you ever met Mustang?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, her clan.
You know
Okay.
you're right. And I'm so stupid. I'm like, you're right. She
Well,
wants to meet. See?
See, and I never talked about that, so I'm just like, oh well. So then they're not all that bad. The stories you can't believe all the stories you hear.
Oh no, you can definitely believe them.
Oh no, you can.
The younger ones, Melvin. Yeah, they can be like us. They can be just about any other type of vampire. But after a while, they start to do some experiments on themselves. I don't know if you heard that whole chorus action when she speaks sometimes.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, this is where those fairy tales from like Eastern Europe, where they're talking about like the spooky monsters in the forest, most of them are about these guys.
Oh my God, Baba Ganoush.
Baba
I-
Ganoush.
Yeah, that's it. That sounds like it. That's
Visibly, my features dropped from that one. It just
I get in the car and I tell him, well, I kind of fill you in on some of the stuff. I apologize for my sudden departure, but there was clan business.
Hmm.
It's shit hit the fan, and I start
Oh,
going towards the van to get
With
into the
the
van.
mobile heavy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the mobile haven. Okay. Oh, I thought it was a van because you said van,
I
so I
think
didn't know if it was like a van to go. Okay, so the mobile haven. So I'd rather talk inside.
okay.
of course.
So once we get inside, I guess I feel comfortable enough that I can be like, can we start moving? Can we just drive around?
Yeah.
Kind of bang
That
on
was, that was the
the
plan for Shepard anyway. So.
Yeah.
okay. Perfect.
Yep.
So there was clan business yesterday. That's why
Mm-hmm.
Manny and I left, and Tulip, myself, and Manny showed up to the bonfire together.
Okay.
Without going into too much, given that it is clan business, besides if I trust you guys, but some sometimes some certain things need to stay a little to
Mm-hmm.
the vest, but to the chest. But it looks like the Nosferatu are out in the tower.
Out. Uh,
Out
yeah.
of the top? You mean they're
Are
no
they?
longer
Are they?
part of
Yeah.
the tower?
Are they leaving? Are they
And the
leaving?
sit
They want
the
to leave,
the,
or they
the
are
last
they being driven out?
the last of us in the city, they're basically they basically considered us traitors, and they're there's surprisingly enough, my our Primogen uh hates the tower as much as I do, and everything that it's currently become in this city.
Let me be the first to say congratulations.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was being some kind of a rebel here, but seems
I
like
mean, and no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was gonna say seems like the rest of my clan's got the same mentality, which makes me feel good, pretty good.
Yeah, your clan's got a reputation for making the intelligent decision when it comes to survival. So I'd say this is a continuation of tradition. And again, congratulations. If I had much of a clan left, I'd welcome you into that.
I mean, no,
Will,
now that we're on evil footing, because now we all feel the same way
yeah,
now.
whose head was in whose head was it that was in the bowling bag?
Ashling McGinty's.
Okay. Well, Ashley McGinty's besides herself, um, she's dead. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm assuming as much because being separated from your head tends to kill you a bit.
Yeah,
Last
yeah.
time,
It said to me when I came
last
back.
time we checked, yeah.
We've decided to, as a clan, to side with Otis and support his push for taking over control of Salem because we
Uh,
can't agree with anything that the current tower is portraying and doing.
I'm grinning at Eric's into this one. I'll be like, weren't we just talking about this shit the other
I,
day?
no, I'm just no, and I look at you almost like telling, like, no, let him talk. He's wanted to say this. And then I'm just like listening, like, yes, this is because
It
this
was
is
a
exactly
clan.
what we're about to tell you.
Yeah, it was a clan decision, but we've decided that we're going to be backing him
Mm.
We've got a little bit of breathing room in our concerns with other parties in the city. As long as we assist in locating somebody.
Okay, who are we
Grant
looking?
Reynolds.
I kind of look around. I kind of do this thing. I'm like, what you said.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're in the mobile haven now, and we're driving. So
Well, yeah, but I'm still trying to keep stuff to the chest. But if you've already determined, you're already saying the thing. I'm like, you said it, not me. I'm
no,
like,
and then I look over to him. I'm like,
he's the one that killed her.
mhm,
Not surprising, given our experience with that guy.
And
correct.
he's got a hit list for
Our
the
names are not on
Primogen.
it, correct? Oh, okay.
No,
Just-
no.
We spoke to him we
And
actually spoke to him like, was it a month ago or something?
Yeah,
I
about a
spoke
week
to him
ago.
last night.
Oh,
He hand delivered the head.
mm.
Um, we need to find Werner Hertzfeld for him.
Warner Hertzfeld. Why does
He
that name sound familiar?
it seems he's betrayed him or done some things that he's not necessarily happy with enough so to unlife him. Unlife him, I guess. Um
Mm.
we there's nothing really else that's a priority at the moment. I'll just put it to you that way. All the other things that were kind of going on been taken care of. I can't say too much more about certain things, but
Okay.
certain things that we were I think we were asked, right, to Will to look for Willow? Or that was mentioned to find Willow? Or no?
the the situation was that you guys were hunting down Willow because of what she did for with Teddy.
But that was my clan stuff, not with these
Mm.
guys.
Yeah, that was clan stuff.
Okay. Okay. So I just say I don't even say that then because I don't remember if you guys knew about Willow doing the thing. So
Oh, well, yeah. That's the thing. Out of care, like that's something that we found out that you weren't there at that, during that time. So
oh
we both know that information, but we just don't know that both of us know that information.
right. So I just so then I tell you it just like that of like we've there's other things that we've taken care of that aren't of any more concern at the moment, but I can't go into that too much. But
Well, okay.
um, Grant Reynolds has decided to throw his hat into our current support for now. Um, as long as we can get this done for him.
Mm.
So it looks like the
He's
side
supporting
for Otis is
he'll support Otis politically.
for now, he said.
Oh,
You know,
Okay.
you know how his kind is. There, you can't. I'm trusting him as far as I can throw him, and I know I can throw stuff pretty far. But it's a whole keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer situation. But with
I
his
mean,
power, it would be a strong ally against the current tower in Salem.
okay.
We may have to deal with him after, but there's less other enemies that we'd have to deal with.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's itching. Like I start scratching at my chest because I feel like I have to say something. So I'm just like, you know, your your clanmate Manny Garza. Um, I mean, did you know before Sasha said that he was a Diablerist that he indeed has performed that already?
I don't think I ever heard that. right, Will? Like that was something that was never.
No one has ever admitted that out loud.
Yeah,
But
that
until she
was
said
news
it.
to me. Yeah, that was news to me.
Yeah, about that. Um, wait, I would have never. I've never told these guys this.
I mean,
Holy
you've
crap! I
told them
actually.
that you have a theory, but you've never like. I don't think it's ever been uttered out loud.
Well, now that she's actually said, like, since Sasha said that, I am just now 100% convinced at this point. That I'm using that as concrete evidence in my train of thought. Um, it wasn't until tonight that I didn't get that I feel that I got confirmation, and I think so. So, um, you remember Elizabeth Guernsey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Remember that she got struck down and essentially been exsanguinated of all blood.
Right.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna give you three guesses who you think did that.
Okay. He's
Hey,
never been the
clandestine,
most
man.
stable. Yeah. He's never seemed to be the most level-headed or stable kind of guy, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that's probably going. That might become a problem if Grant Reynolds just happens to figure out that on his own. Just letting you know, since he is, part of your clan.
It seems enough that Grant Reynolds has enough of a mutual respect with me that he's even when I saw him yesterday with the rest of the clan, he was very respectful towards me, even though he could
Oh,
probably snap me in half.
I mean, he's grown a rapport from you based off of the interactions, the limited interactions we had, all of us together. And I have no worries on you. But my worry, very sarcastic, my worry is that somebody might tip Grant that Manny was the one to do in his old friend.
Well, I kind of look at you with like a face, and you see just like a little bit of a scowl come off, and I just kind of say, "Well, I know all the people that know,
Hmm.
so if that information were to come out, it wouldn't be too difficult to narrow it down."
That is correct. I point my nose.
And I go and I said, and that information coming out won't necessarily help the cause that we're trying to accomplish here.
No, I, you know what? This is very, as much as I loathe Manny Garza's presence, and I mean, I don't keep it a secret. So it's not. I'm not saying news to you guys. Uh, I'm not about to jeopardize uh, anything for our coterie. So that includes you, good sir, and I don't see this as being. Yeah, all I'm just letting you know is if this information comes out naturally to some point, be prepared that this might cause an issue.
Understandable. But at this point, it's out of my hands.
Very true.
Mm.
Uh, um, you know, I just
Um,
needed to say it. But anyway,
yeah. So I'm not
uh,
exactly sure where to start to look for Warner, but um, it's at least for right now, I've got to lay extra low, given that it seems like my kind, my clan is no longer welcomed by that racist piece of shit that sits in the tower.
mm.
I
So
look up.
you have. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, no, real quick. Will, I look around the van and I'm assuming the truck and I'm assuming that there's probably some there, but I look for like a black knitted beanie or like a dark colored knitted beanie.
I won.
And I just kind of look at you guys and very dramatically, I just kind of look at you guys and I go, the shit that's going to be happening in the next few weeks is
Are you putting that
it's going to change.
over your mask, or are you taking off the mask?
Well, no, I'm putting it like on the top of the mask,
Okay.
like on the head, like I'm wearing a beanie. It's not going to be the ski mask, like
Hmm.
just like it could be a ski mask, but I'm just wearing it like a beanie. But this is the first time I wear a hat that is not a fedora, and I just say, it's gonna mean abandoning some of the ideals and beliefs and things that some of us, and I look at you two and I just kind of smirk, are used to. And I just put it on and I'm like,
Hmm.
shit's gonna hit the fan.
Tonight we dance the mamushka for you.
And I
Uh,
yeah. No, I'm not gonna say anything
no,
else. I was just gonna say that.
oh no, it's okay. Honestly, I don't know if you've noticed, but uh, the wheels keep turning. Wheels turn pretty fast whenever we're involved in something. So, shit does escalate. Let's just put it that way. I think that we just run on that. Um, I mean, look. Wait a minute. How did you know to come to? How did you know to come to the Primogen's house?
We knew that that's where Teddy was. And I look at you and I go, Nosferatu after all.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
We traffic in information.
Meanwhile, I can't remember
I,
how we knew he was at the fucking Malkavian Primogen place.
oh, we got tipped off. We got tipped off because Willow told
That's right.
yes, because we found out that Willow told the Malkavian Primogen that Teddy was not Nosferatu, and because of that, they decided this was a good opportunity to kidnap Teddy.
Right, that's what it was. Okay.
So we can thank Willow. We can thank Willow yet again for for escalating this.
I kind of look down and I just chuckle. And this is the way that you're seeing me act is a
Mm-hmm.
very different person from the guy that you've known from the beginning. And
Mhm.
it's kind of like an evil smirk, like an evil chuckle, and I just say, yeah, you don't have to worry about that anymore. And I don't even look at you guys. I just say it like that.
Wait a minute. No, he does that, and I go, no, no, and I tap his shoulder, so he turns back around. I go, no, no, I wanted to kill her. That's exactly what I say. I say it out loud. I'm like, no, god damn it.
Who said she was dead?
She's alive.
And I don't say anything else. And um and I go like this for a second, and you see me kind of do a realization, and I reach into my coat and I pull out the envelope that Grant Reynolds gave me,
Mm-hmm.
and I say, I show it to you guys, and I go, I also got a gift from Mr. Reynolds. I haven't opened it yet. My sire's killer's identity is in this envelope.
Oh shit. Why haven't you opened it?
Well, we were going to save Teddy. I didn't know what we were going to expect. I didn't know if I'd make it out alive. So all that would do would be distract me from the mission that I was on.
That's fair. Are you going to open it?
And I
A sudden
hesitate for a second.
uncertainty in my head. I start feeling uncertainty in my body for a moment here
And
as he's opening this.
And I open it up. I slowly open it up.
Okay.
Drum roll, please.
It is a larger than average yellow kind of manila envelope. It isn't the long like letter sized envelope, but it is just a little bigger than letter size. And inside there is a child's birthday card, and it has this cowboy riding towards the camera, just kind of balloons in one hand, cake in the other, and it just says, "I hear it's a cowpoke's special day." And on the inside, you see the type font of like the child's uh, kind of greeting where it says "Happy birthday, partner," and on the bottom, written in calligraphy, in beautiful inked calligraphy, uh, and even a little grainy because you can see the sand that's been used to kind of dry the ink. You can see it says, "Go get 'em, cowboy," and then it just has the name Wesley Ian Garter.
You see me. You see me crunch up the letter, the card. You see me just crunch it up,
Yep.
and I just hold it there, and I just hold it.
Well, that's I just like. Well, you read it, but we just don't know. So
It's fucking dead. That 3 named sociopath, fucking serial killer, Wesley Ian Garter is gonna fucking burn.
I smile and pull out my lighter.
oh. I can and then I just dump the money. I go, yes, time to build a war chest.
I I kind of just toss the paper back, like the letter.
Yep. The birthday card.
Yeah, the birthday card.
You know, he does that. I have the ledger. I just want to see. I want to rifle through this ledger to find out what exactly is written in it, real quick, as I'm scanning through it.
It is a collection of names, mostly feminine, uh, and it will have a red ink star or a blue ink star. If it has a blue ink star, the name also has an address attached to its placement, like the line that it's on.
Mhm.
And it looks like this is a a um, a collection of a herd because the names will reappear. At least the red star names will always reappear. The blue star names tend to reappear like once afterwards, but then they never reappear again.
Mm.
But there's only 3 addresses attached to the ledger. One is where the
Mhm.
estate was. The other 2, you would imagine, are in Kaiser because of the addresses.
Yeah. Can I can I try to decipher based off of the ledger? Maybe there's a legend, symbols that can correlate. Maybe I can. I don't know how quickly I can decipher, or if I'm able to decipher
I mean,
to get an understanding of what.
it isn't a hard leap to determine that the red star are feedings, but the blue star is the only thing that you don't really understand because they have
Mm.
addresses attached to them.
Any names that stick out?
Um, give me an intelligence and streetwise roll.
All right. Let's see how much better that is.
Hmm.
Intelligence. I have no intelligence. No, I have 2.
Two
And
and a 1.
streetwise, so 3.
3. So 2 hunger, 1 regular. Not great, but
Oh wow! All right, 10 and 2 sixes. 10 and a 6 on the hunger, and then another 6.
okay. Uh, one of the names is Julian Poole, which you recognize as one of the Primogen, or was one of the Primogen. One of the names is Ashley McGinty. One of the names is Thomas Shepard. Harvey Green, which you recognize as the sheriff. Samantha's name appears a couple times.
Oh, like my Sam.
Samantha Crushing. Leslie's name appears several times.
And these are all blue. Okay.
Tulips appears once.
Wait,
Marcus
Tulip's name
Bradley.
appears.
Yeah, Marcus Bradley appears a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And they all have addresses next to their names.
And like I said, there's only 3 addresses.
I flip it over to Tulip's name, and I turn the book over, and I hand it over to Melvin.
Yep.
What do you think? What can you make of this?
All right, I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, her name appears about a third of the way down the listing for that page, but it has an address in Kaiser and it has a blue check mark, a blue star.
Is there anything that I would, if I rolled and got higher than Kenny, that I would find that he hasn't found?
Just a where exactly it is.
Okay, because I mean, I have this is like made for me. I have like intelligence and
Yeah,
streetwise are high for
yeah,
me.
I know. There's no like clandestine secret here. Like this is just a ledger
It's
with
just like
addresses.
cut and dry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like if you flip through it, you'll see that there's only 3 total addresses.
Okay.
But they're only ever attached to a name with a blue star.
Okay. Oh, we lost Kenny.
Nope.
Oop.
Oh, sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Now Will's Melvin.
Yeah. I'm a detective.
I'm a private dick.
I mean,
He's a public dick too.
sometimes.
Right. Yeah. So, what are the 3 addresses? Do we have an idea what those addresses link to, or no?
One of the addresses, like I said, is the estate.
Okay.
The other 2 you haven't been to.
Okay.
I am the private dick.
I would say we can go check out what one of these addresses is.
Yep.
There's 2 other addresses that aren't potentially on fire,
Hey.
and I show I show it to Andreas since he hasn't seen the ledger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I take a look at the ledger, I was like, you know what? For once, it wasn't me. It was my lighter, but it wasn't me.
That's showing growth.
Yeah. It's becoming an adult.
Yeah, I'm remembering in the back of my mind that weird shadow thing that was like that weird shadow of Vikos. I'm like, ugh, gross.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
But yeah, Melvin shows you the addresses, and same thing.
Mhm.
You can tell that they're in Kaiser. They're all north end of the city.
Like none of the names in red ring out a bell either, right?
No,
Okay.
there's nobody. There's no name that you have encountered before.
Me neither,
Okay.
since I
No,
dealt with
no.
other people. Okay.
Correct.
Hmm.
So I guess we'll pick the closest address out of the two that are left.
Okay.
And I suggest I tell you guys, I think maybe we should go check out and see what this is. We know what that is or was.
Oh, what's the current hour?
At this point, it's maybe after 2:00, 2:30.
Well,
You
we got time.
Yeah, you got time.
All right, then.
Yeah, let's
I've slept in the mobile
Let's do
haven
it.
tons of times at this point, so I'm fine.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking of the range of the mobile haven to any bullshit we do because Shepard
Oh,
will have
true.
Shepard will have to be driving through the morning.
Yeah.
Just to
Right.
make sure we get far enough away.
Right, but Kaiser, you haven't slept in Kaiser yet, have you?
Yeah, but considering I burst into flames if I get this wrong, this is something I take in consideration constantly.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is very high stakes roulette with me.
But you can't ever stay period, like even if there's a space in between the times that you stay at the place.
It's not like I can like sleep here and then sleep here the next night, like and just keep hopping over like 5 feet. Like it's a general area, and if you're next to me in the mobile haven when I go up, you might get burned up too. It's literally like noonday. It's like
Yeah.
I got hit with the noonday sun.
I know that
Oh,
almost happened to me. That almost
Mhm.
happened to me already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was not fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shepard takes you to the address, and when you get there, it's a relatively humble house. It looks lived in. The lights are off right now. It is a what looks to be a almost a two-story house. Like it does have the semblance of a second floor, but it almost looks like it's just a room, like a loft. But you do see the windows to basement. But simple house. It looks almost like a 3-2 maybe with a basement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I got a 9 on my rouse check to
Mm.
activate unseen passage.
Okay, so you're gonna step outside and find a shadowy area.
I mean, or if I just step behind them so they're not looking at me
Okay.
inside the truck, and then I
Sure.
just walk out.
Well, you would have
Because
to
I can
have
always,
one of them.
I could like bump him, and it doesn't undo it, right?
Yeah, you can softly nudge.
Yeah. So I'll take a step back. I'll do it, and I'll just give a nudge as I walk by, so that they know that I'm.
Yep. Yep. So one of them has to open the door for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, then you know what? I'm not gonna be. Let's not be dumb about this. I'll mystery men this shit. I'll be like, I'll say, let's open the door, and then nobody look at me, so I can turn him.
Nobody look at me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mystery man it up.
Can you see me?
Can you see
Yes.
me?
So they do their horses with blinders routine. You go outside. What do you plan to do?
I
And
want to walk down.
you haven't discussed the plan, so this is you acting on your own.
Oh, you're right. I haven't discussed the plan.
Yeah, this is very Erickson of you. Go right ahead. See what happens.
I'm gonna take a walk. I'm gonna take a walk around the perimeter and see those. You said there's windows to the basement. I want to look in there and see if I see anything.
Okay.
And if it's dark, I'll activate my eyes of the beast so I can see in it.
All right. You walk over to the front window to the basement. You look down. You bend down to look inside. It looks like a darkened room.
Nothing inside.
No, not really. There's like a pool table, small couch, nothing major.
I'll go up to the front door and look in the windows there.
Simple, sparsely furnished house.
How is there like a high fence around it?
No, it's a small fence, maybe just above waist level.
Okay, so I'll like whoop over it
Okay.
and look around just to kind of walk around the back of the house, just look and see if I see anything.
It looks like a typical backyard. There's no pool, but there is a trampoline, There is a outdoor set of furniture, like a glass table, a couple of nice kind of wrought iron chairs, what looks to be French doors that open out to the backyard. The curtains are drawn, so you can't really see what's inside. But the kitchen looks like it has a small window that also has a curtain on it. You notice that these are blackout curtains. Like they're very tough to see through. This looks like it's a house that was specifically built to house kindred.
What name? Okay, I'll go back to the. I'm gonna go back to the truck.
Yep.
I'm gonna bloop, 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 and be like, I basement looks like it's got a pool table, a
Well, hold
couch.
on. Do
Okay.
Erickson and Andreas wait for Melvin to come back, or are you guys gonna
For once,
have your own investigation?
I was just gonna wait and let him do his thing for a minute.
I mean, I've already been accustomed to people just disappearing around me and leaving. So I'm just like, all right, apparently they're doing something. And
you learn from the van. You learn
I'm
from the other
counting.
van.
I'm actually counting the money since I have to wait. So I'm just like, great, count the money.
Okay.
I come back in, and I just undo, and I say, it looks like it's the basement's nobody's in there, but there's a pool table, there's a couch, it's blackout curtains. Pretty sure it's a haven of some sort. And I grab the book and I look to compare what names are associated with that address.
Yeah, everybody has that. Every name that I gave you has had some interaction with this domain at some point. The last person that stayed here was Leslie Thatcher.
Okay.
Can I ask? Does it have any markings or any indication of who owned this book or this ledger, or I can compare it to that it's owned by the Primogen?
Yeah.
Or used to be owned by the Primogen and the Malkavian? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of want to throw a rock through the window and then see who comes out, if anybody.
Just a rock?
I don't want to light this on fire because what if there's somebody that we like in there?
What if?
I mean, what if? No. Well, let me ask you this: you staked it out. You're pretty confident in knowing that this is not being watched.
I didn't see anybody. I had Eyes of the Beast on, so it was dark. So
Yeah,
I didn't. I don't tell you that, but I was like, I didn't see anybody, and I can see pretty good in the dark. But the curtains
I
are
mean,
blackout curtains. This is definitely a haven.
I mean, I'm happy to investigate this if you want to go in there and check it out.
I'm wondering what its attachment to the ledger is. What color are the names that are associated with it? Oh, you said everybody's name's on there, so
and it's blue.
Blue. It has to have some kind of significance because my sire has been at this address. So has quite a bit of people of interest in our line of work, so to speak. So,
what do you think?
are we boring you? Are we boring you?
No, I'm really fucking tired.
I heard it in the mic, so I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Andreas. What would you like to do?
That was Eric.
Okay.
Yeah. Andreas, do you think we should go in there?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, someone can be a point man if you want to make this easier.
All right,
Thank
I'm
you
bringing
for
that
volunteering.
Yeah, even with Obfuscate, I'm taking that Executioner's sword with me. It's my new lucky thing.
Yeah.
I grab a shotgun. There's an armory on this, right?
Yeah, there's a small wall of weapons.
I'll grab a shotgun.
Yep.
And some extra shells.
Sure.
I'm assuming it's fully loaded at all times because why would you not have it fully loaded? But I'll grab some extra shells.
Yeah.
You gonna grab slugs or pellets.
I'm gonna
Slugs
get
all
a mix.
day.
No, you get a mix of both because in close quarters the birdshot spreads, and then if you then you do birdshot, then slug, then another birdshot just in
Tough
case.
guy, soft,
It's
soft,
Yeah.
tough, tough, soft.
it's not more. Yeah, it's not Morse code. You can just mix them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I grab a little bit of each.
Yep. You got 2 of each extra. The shotgun is racked with 6 auto already, so
Okay.
yeah. So
And
you guys are gonna go through the front door, or you're gonna go through the back door.
How stealthy are we gonna be?
do you want to knock first and just do it that way and see what happens instead
What is
of
it?
just barging in?
We already passed Halloween, man. What are we, trick or treating?
Um,
Yeah, it's November.
I'm.
I want candy.
No,
Okay.
I look. You guys, hurry up! I'm waiting here. Just,
I was
I'm
gonna
being
say,
as patient as I possibly can right now.
I was gonna say we could go all up to the front door. Like you get ready to knock. Me and Melvin just disappear behind you, literally.
That's true.
You could do that. I'll go by myself. Go by my
Okay.
damn self.
No,
Done.
you won't. But
Done
you
and
look.
done. Yeah.
What? Wait! Oh, god damn it!
I got an
Nope.
8 on my rouse as I. No.
God damn it!
Yep.
8 on mine.
Okay.
All right,
I
I'm
cocked,
fucking
I
going.
cocked the shotgun to load one in the chamber beforehand. I'm not gonna fucking
All right.
undo it for that.
Right. All right. So Erickson walks up by himself to the front door. All
Oh,
appearances.
it looks like I'm walking by myself. Yeah, all
Yep.
appearances. Yeah.
Oh,
I
I actually stay in the truck. I'm just tricking him. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
This will be
Right,
great.
guys. Right,
I am
guys.
perfectly safe.
Guys.
Perfectly safe.
Yep.
I'm in danger.
But what do you do for a knock? Just regular, like 1, 2,
No,
3.
I'm not knocking. First, I wanna jiggle the handle to see if it's even locked.
It is not locked.
Oh,
Ah.
oh,
I take a step back from the door.
Yep.
In case it's booby trapped.
I'll go ahead. You know what? Since I'm not used to it, so I'm not used to doing this. So I'll just activate my silence of death because I have it. And just have
Okay.
it on.
Sure.
Have that shit on at all fucking
That's
times.
free.
Yeah.
That's a permanent fucking thing for Melvin.
I'll go ahead and I will gingerly turn the knob, slowly open it.
It opens. There is this, like I said, a sparsely furnished house. There's a couch, a coffee table, no television. To one side, you can see a small dining room table with 2 seats, one across from each other. What looks to be a kitchen from an archway, and then there's a hallway that leads down to the rest of the house.
Yeah, this seems very this setup seems very familiar to me. Because I feel like I've seen this same facade set up before.
Mhm.
Does this like happen to like cause some sort of like I feel like I'm getting deja vu walking into this place.
There's a little bit of that.
There's a little bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah. This is very this looks very much like a fabricate and drop kind of house. Like
Like it's made to look like somebody lives here, but you can tell that this is too pristine for somebody to be living here. So
Yep.
I'm just gonna check corners in the area before I start walking up the hallway just to see if there's anything I see anything moving.
nothing out
Nothing.
of place.
Okay. I'll walk down the hall.
Okay. You can see what looks to be the door that leads to the basement. And then there's a door across from it that is a bathroom, full bathroom, And then there are two doors at the end of the hallway, one that leads to the master bedroom and one that leads to a smaller bedroom. But there's also a smaller hallway next to the master bedroom door that has a like one of those attic ladders leading up into the loft above.
Man, I'm going at this blind. I say it very softly to myself. I go, "What would Melvin do? What would Melvin do?" Uh, you know, I go ahead and I just reaffirm myself that I have my pistols on
You
my
do?
back. Lodged. Tucked underneath the back of my shirt
Yep.
behind me. Just to be on the safe side.
I pull the
I
trigger of one
will.
of your pistols. I'm just kidding.
Son of a bitch!
Straight through the ass cheek.
All right. I go ahead and I reach to the door for the basement,
Okay.
and I hold the second to see if I happen to feel any response, like any kind of nudging, any kind of tapping.
What as Erickson moves forward into the house, what is Andreas and Melvin doing?
I'm following him dead close.
Okay.
Erickson, I mean.
Yeah.
Because I understand
I
we're doing our usual bullshit. So.
Yes, we are.
actually, so if I see that he's going towards the basement door,
Mhm.
I'm debating about coming back out and looking through the basement window
Okay.
so that I can see what's potentially coming.
Sure. You feel no resistance to your idea.
Cool. So I go ahead and turn the knob, see if it's locked.
It is not.
Cool. Open the door.
Okay. Downstairs, you can see that the lights are off. Simple kind of wooden stairway leading down into the basement itself. It smells musty. It smells like there is no floor down there. There's just dirt.
Great. Somebody's been digging.
Oh, question: the window. So the basement doesn't have blackout blinds. It's just the upstairs windows.
Just the upstairs.
Okay, all right. Just checking. I'm just sitting like that. I'm not like a DPD sitting there looking at the blinds.
Okay. I crouch as I walk down these steps.
Okay.
Just and I don't know. Am I able to see very well under in?
Up to the bottom of the stairway where you can see that there is a little kind of those little beaded chains for the light bulb.
I I extend my hand to grab the chain for the light,
Sure.
and I wait for a moment before I pull it.
Okay. Does Andreas stop him?
No, I'm not going to stop him.
There's no
And I
resistance.
turn it on. And I turn it
welcome
on.
to welcome to Home Alone, baby.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah, here
there's
we
a
go.
moment where you see it kind of flickering for power. It looks like it's been a while since somebody was down here, and then it just turns on. You can see the filament come to life. It turns bright white, and it casts this yellow kind of tungsten glow on the basement, and it looks like there is earthen floor. And you can see that bodies have been buried here. Not recently, but this is what it's used for.
Okay.
Do I see the light turn on
Not
to
at
the
all.
window?
Not at all. It doesn't look like they've gone into the basement at all.
Hmm. So and the light as it shines out, it goes spread out. I can see pretty much up to a certain. How far out do
Yeah.
am I able to see all this?
You get a good from where the light bulb is. You get a good field of vision. The basement isn't a large basement. It doesn't take up a lot of space. But it is kind of rectangular. There are no windows to this basement.
as it should.
Yeah.
That's
This looks like not
As it
only
should.
does it sustainably hide the bodies, but this looks like this is somebody's sleeping ground.
I can tell just by looking at it that somebody uses this to sleep.
Yeah, yeah. Often in one corner you can see what looks to be a couple of sleeping bags that are rolled up and some pillows.
Any am I able to see based off of the light and everything if the ground has been disturbed recently, like somebody has dug recently?
Let's have you give me an intelligence and survival roll.
Intelligence and survival.
All of your
Okay,
bad
that's
dice
another
rolls.
3. Yep, these are great. Okay, an 8 and a 7 on the hunger, and then a 4.
Okay. You bend down, you kind of look at the dirt, you run it through your hands, you kind of pat it down. It doesn't look like anybody's been here in at least a month.
Yeah, so the ground hasn't been disturbed. It doesn't look like anybody's been walking around for the past. I'm not a goddamn tracker, but I can
Yeah,
only
yeah.
assume
The
that
only
this doesn't
footprints
feel
you
like it's
see are
been a while.
yours.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I say it in a soft whisper. It's clear. That's what.
After a few
And
minutes, if I see that I don't see that they're in the basement when I've
Yeah.
seen them go down towards the
Yeah.
door, I'll pop my head,
You
excuse
look
me,
like
back through the door
they're not there.
and see. Do I see any light coming from the door?
Yeah, yeah.
From the light that he
You
pulled?
see a little bit of light coming up from the basement.
All right, so I'll move in because obviously they're not in the basement I'm looking at.
Yeah. And as you come in, you do hear that very soft. It's
I close the door to the front of the house
okay.
and I lock it
Locked in with the
very slowly.
hunters. I like it.
I mean, they can just see. There's only one person they can see, so
Correct.
yeah, this is gonna be fun, guys.
They're
then
no
I move
hunters.
in.
Okay. You can hear him in the basement. You can imagine that if Andreas isn't with him, Andreas is somewhere else in the house. But you've got the reign of the place.
I'll move down the hallway to the back of the house.
Okay.
I'm not going to be opening any doors. I'm just
Yeah. The door to the master bedroom and the door to the second bedroom are closed. But the stairway leading up to the loft is down and open, so you can climb up there if you want to.
I'll go up there.
Okay. Looks like a small makeshift bedding area. There's a bunch of old kind of radios. It looks like this is a room that is designed for surveillance.
Are there any windows to the attic?
No.
I'm going to look around to see if I find any openings, man-made openings that may have been made, or because you're saying it's surveillance, but to see if there's any, or is it like audio surveillance?
It's audio. It's audio and in all shapes and forms. Like it looks like there's a little desk. There's a few pens, pencils. The pads are currently unwritten. They're all fresh. Uh,
Are they unwritten or are they you? So they're brand new
you
pads.
can
It's not
see
like
that no, you can see that some pages have been torn out.
okay. I'm gonna do the pencil thing.
Ooh.
Oh
Nice.
yeah.
Be the Jackie.
And look at you being like a detective.
All right, you got a wits and awareness
Yeah.
of 6, so you could take half and score as a good success. You see that it says Tulip has called the other Nosferatu something big happening.
Really? I take the paper.
Okay.
You said there's audio equipment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any tapes in the audio equipment?
No. And it's the kind of the one that's set up to record, so it's got the spools, but they're both empty.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go back downstairs
Okay.
because I don't think there's anything else. I'll look around, and if you want me to do a search to see if something catches my eye, but if not,
No,
I'll.
there's nothing major up here.
Okay.
Um, Erickson, downstairs. What are you hoping to find?
Well, I'm actually since it's been about a month. It's been based off of what I'm looking at. I want to go ahead and check the sleeping bags, check the area. I wanted to see if there's any indication of any information, anything left, even if it's something that was left by the person, because I know that somebody's sleeping here, obviously.
Yep.
Maybe they might have left something.
You pull the pillows and the sleeping bags to one side, and you immediately step back as you see a rosary on top of a Bible.
Son of a bitch!
You found Abuela's room.
I keep forgetting about that shit.
In fact, I say that. I say it like I can't control the way I feel. Son of a bitch! It's just. And I try to immediately cover it, but I don't see anything else other than just that.
There's a rosary on top of a Bible.
I cover it, right?
Yeah.
I cover it, and then I smash it with my foot to see if I can at least break the rosary.
The moment you put you instinctively throw the sleeping bag and the pillows on top of it, but even in your mind, because you know that they're there, like you cannot fathom taking a step towards them. Like you want to step on them, you want to try to break them, but you know they're there, and deep down inside, like your beast will not let you step forward.
God damn it! I hesitate for a second to pull
Like
out my gun, and then
Andreas
I
will
realize
see you kind of like want to like move forward, and then your feet are just cemented to the ground. But you pull your gun out.
I take half a second, like I'm about to pull the gun out to shoot the thing, but then I go, no, that's even dumb, even for me. So I just put this, and I stop myself, and I go, and I say it in a soft voice. I'm like, I hope you're happy, whoever's watching this. And I'm just like, but there's nothing else besides those sleeping bags, and also what I can tell is dead bodies.
Yeah, and even as you joke around about it, and you kind of bring your hand back around from the small of your back, you look up, and in the corner you do see that there is a small camera. There's one on each corner, just looking into the basement.
With a red light.
There's no light. There's no light. It's just, it looks like it's been kind of fastened with a makeshift kind of cradle to those corners.
Can I see if that cable's running down? I just want to see if it's.
If you pull the camera out of its cradle, you can see that there is a cable kind of going up into the roof, but it has some slack. It's maybe like 4 or 5 feet before you feel tautness to it.
Okay, so I'm going to take an assumption here, considering the year that we're in.
Yep.
Everything has to be hardwired, so this leads up to the roof, or at least like it's going up. So that means it's leading to a room that holds this. So, I'm taking it as this room is being used if more than just what I see there. Somebody's being watched in this room, not just a place to sleep. So I leave the camera as is. I let it dangle. I'm not even gonna put it back how it was.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I stop and I go, no, no, no.
It's
And
heavy.
I go and I
It's
put
a
it.
heavy like Betamax camera. So
Yeah. So I go ahead. It's a Betamax. It has a cassette inside, right?
it does.
I take that cassette out and I close it and I put it
It
back.
looks like it's full. So it's whatever it was recording. It's already done.
Yeah. So I'll take that. I'll check the other camera as well.
They all have a cassette inside that looks full.
Yep. Cool. So boop, 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 take those out. I'm like,
Mhm.
yep, this we will use for later. And then I go and I start making my way back up the stairs. The
Yep.
stairs. Oh, turn off the light.
Safety first.
Pat, pat.
Yeah. Oh, I feel.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
When he yanked the thing, did I notice the wires moving at all up there?
No, not in the
Okay.
attic. But
Okay.
when you come down, as you come down, you can see that the light is still kind of coming up out of the basement, but then you hear a clicking noise and it goes dark and you hear the footsteps coming up the stairs.
Okay.
And you see Erickson emerge holding what looks to be 4 video cassette tapes.
I'll unappear. I mean, I'll show up again,
Okay.
I'll unappear. I am
Yeah.
no
Right.
longer.
I am no longer
and I
in this
just
plane.
I look at you. So we still have 2 rooms that we haven't opened, right?
Mhm.
I'll I'll do the position like like
Like you're about to breach.
police officer. Yeah, and I'll turn the knob open on the one door, and I'll like go
Which
beep
door?
with it. What door am I closer to?
You can be close to either door. The end of the hallway ends with the master bedroom directly in front, and then the side bedroom to the side, and then across from
Let's
that
do the
door is
side
the
bedroom.
hallway to the attic.
Okay, side bedroom first.
Locked.
I give it a little bit of a harder push, if you know what I mean.
Oh, so are you gonna rouse for prowess?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, look at you doing an Erickson thing.
I got a 6.
Okay. Uh,
But
so
I'm not like slamming it.
right,
Like I'm
right.
just
But you're adding your potent.
yeah.
Okay. Uh,
Like just enough that it's like, oh look, that lock does not work. That's
so
what I put.
roll 1, 2, 3, 6 dice.
'Cause,
4 regular, 2 hunger.
okay. I got a 1, a 4, and I got a 1 and a 4 on my regular. I got a 10, a 6 on my hunger, and a 9 on my hunger. I'm sorry, a 9 and then a 3 on my hunger. So my 2 hunger dice are a 6 and a 3.
Hmm.
And I got a 1, a 4, a 10, and a 9.
Okay. So you try the lock, it doesn't turn. And as you put your hand on it to force the door open, you hear the lock eat through the wood as you force it open. And inside, you can see what looks to be a video recording room. There are fans that are going to kind of keep the temperature low. Um, you can see what looks to be 4 monitors with 4 different cassette players attached to them. But they're all off. Everything is off, and there's a collection of cassettes that are grouped up in little tetrads. Is it Tetras 4? In quads.
Quads,
Yeah.
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 No, and
I
what do they say on them?
They're just dated. They don't have any names.
It's gonna be some sick snuff shit.
Yeah.
But they do, the only thing that they have to distinguish each of the quads is the dates, and then they are classified as MRF.
Male, female.
Okay.
Cool.
I look at you and I'm still not talking or anything, and I just say I point towards the master and I like mouth to you. I'm like clear it first, and then I go to the master bedroom door.
Okay.
I'll try to open it. I'll do the same thing.
Locked as well.
My prowess is still up, right?
I think it's just for the action. Um, you didn't do anything extensive, so I. Think, it's unarmed damage. Yeah, we'll say it. We'll say it. It'll sustain itself for this next endeavor.
All right, so I'll shove it. I'll do the little boop also.
Okay. You want to keep the same roll from before, or do you want to roll a new roll for this one?
I mean, I succeeded on the last one,
Right.
so I'll just keep the same one.
Okay. Same thing. You hear
Okay.
the lock popping through the wood, and in here you can see the room itself is a safe room. The door is very heavy. Uh, it wanted to resist you, but because of your prowess, it couldn't. The walls are lined with metallic siding. You can see that there is a bed in the center. There are some pillows, nothing fancy. And there is what looks to be a fridge, one of those clear door fridges, and you can see blood bags. This looks like
Okay.
it was made for somebody to survive an extended period of time.
Right. Are there any other rooms, or is it just that one room?
That's it. It's the basement, the
Okay.
two side rooms, the attic, and then a kitchen and a dining room, and the living room.
Okay. I say I think it's clear. Like low enough. I'm like, I think it's clear.
Okay. The cassette player. One of the cassette players they're connected to the monitors.
Yep. Each monitor has a cassette player.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and grab one of the cassettes that I have, and I'll actually put that Betamax cassette, and I'll put it in. See if I can try to play it.
Yeah. You turn on the TV. Immediately you get the static of the channel, and the second that you put in the tape, it instantly stops. Like it shows you the black room. You can see a couple of silhouettes of people leaving. But because you're at the end of the tape, it stops and it starts to rewind.
I'll grab one of the tapes off of the cabinet, like just whatever random one, and I'll put it into one of the other things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
How
even
long
the
would
odds
it
in your
take for it to
favor.
rewind?
Couple minutes.
Odds.
All right. 3. You put in a tape, and it starts. You can see that the room is dark, and all of a sudden you see the light turn on as somebody appears with the light turning on, so that it looks like they were obfuscated. Uh, you have a view of the room from, if the stairway was coming down this way, you are in this corner right now.
Okay.
But you see that somebody else comes down with a chair and some rope, and then a third person comes down carrying what looks to be a female. After a moment, they set the chair up so that it's in view of all the cameras. They start to tie the rope to the legs and to the back of the chair to create like a kind of harness. And then they put a female into the chair and then they tie tying her arms behind her, tying her legs to the chair itself. And you don't know who this is. Andreas and Erickson do.
Ooh.
Because this is the young girl that you had ghouled for a short period of time.
So you're saying that this is Sam, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, the ghoul that you had come into the
for
bar
the
for you.
bar.
And you see, after a moment, they talk amongst themselves. One of them comes over, holds something to her nose, and she immediately kind of shoots up. There's no sound, but you see her mouth is wide open. It looks like she's screaming. One of them slaps her across the face, and she immediately stops. They start talking to her. She shakes her head like she's trying to deny whatever they're trying to tell her. And after a moment, you see one of them kind of step forward, sit in front of her, hold her face to look at him. And then he says something to her. You see the look of her kind of glazing over. And then she says something. And they nod at each other. The one that's in charge clearly points up to the stairs. The other two kind of nod and walk up. And then you see that she comes to again. She starts to struggle against her bindings. He tells her something, and then he bites down, and you see him drain her.
All right, so we're gonna remember this face.
It is not someone you've met before.
Oh no, I'm remembering the face for future murder.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to know the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, him and the other two you've never seen before at any of the Elysiums.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm trying. I'm gonna be searing the look as much detail of this person as possible.
Yep.
I obviously notice that there's no audio.
Yeah. And
So
after a moment, once he's done, you see him kind of parading around the room. It almost looks like he has enjoyed the act. And then he comes over to one of the corners and he pulls a shovel, and you see him start to dig a hole. And if you watch the rest of the video, he does bury her in the basement.
I go ahead and I click the stop on that.
Okay.
And
But to Melvin, it just looks like a feeding, an interrogation, a feeding, and then a burial. That Erickson has stopped prematurely.
very I don't look at anybody. I just look down and I'm just like, there's no audio.
I found some audio recording device upstairs, but there was no spools with it. But it
The
looks
one that
like
you were
somebody was
rewinding stops.
I glance over and I hit play.
Same thing. You see the room. It's darker for a longer period of time. It looks like they were taking their time or they were dealing with something. But same thing happens. The light suddenly comes on. The room is illuminated. And they come over. The second one brings down the chair with the rope. And then the third one comes down with the body. This one, you notice, is wrapped up in like a kind of rug or a set of towels. And they tie her up. It is another female. But as they remove the bag that is over her head, like the paper bag that's over her head, I would need Melvin to give me a resolve and composure roll as he sees Colleen in the chair.
everybody.
Can't start a fire without
What was it again?
a spark.
It is going to be your composure and your resolve, please.
This gun's for hire.
Yep. And you're at hunger too, so
Even if it
That's
just
5
ain't.
dice.
yep.
I got 3 and an 8 on my hunger, and then I got an 8, a 7, and a 2 on the other dice.
There is a moment where, for the first time, it is not your beast that wants to lunge out of your body. It is you. And the barest of control manages to stop you. But you see them go through the same motions. They interrogate her, they slap her around. But this time, the three of them kind of sit there. They actually play paper, rock, scissors. And one of them, the winner, leans over, sits on top of her like a stripper, and then feeds off of her. And then you see him bite his wrist and force feed her his blood.
So
And
this was when she got turned.
you see, for a long time, it almost looks like it doesn't take. And one of the other ones bites his wrist and force feeds her some blood as well. And again, it looks like it doesn't take. And the third one comes over and slaps her. And as she gets slapped, you see her awaken as an embraced vampire. And she struggles against her bindings. You can see that her mouth is just wide and flaring up and down. She is screaming something. But you see the face of the one that killed Ericsson's ghoul and the one that slapped your daughter becomes very clear, as this is the first camera that he comes over and stops the recording on. And this is where we're going to stop for tonight.
Ooh.
Yep.
So,
Is the people gonna die?
as always, I'd like to thank you guys for being a part of this. I know we went a little bit over, so I apologize. But I definitely wanted to get to this kind of revelation. So as always, let's give you guys a chance to kind of plug whatever you're doing. We'll start with Eric. Are you up to anything on the internet, or do you want people to find you somewhere?
No, people do not need to find me. I'm currently in hiding in a bunker way below the ground, at least until my wife graduates from graduate school.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then we're gonna party it up. Kenny, where can people find you, and what are you up to?
Well, I know I keep saying this every time, but life has life is life, and being an adult sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
And luckily now I'll actually have time to, start pursuing more of what we were working on before with Crit or Die, hopefully.
Nice.
But on top of that, I have, I've also been trying to dabble in a lot of ADD stuff. So if anybody needs theme music, or if anybody needs help with, or if somebody needs an adventuring party, please let me know.
Yeah. I'm gonna be unveiling one of your things tomorrow for our werewolf game.
Finger guns.
Yeah.
Bang, bang.
Bang bang.
Bang bang.
Jeff, where can people find you? What are you up to on the internet?
So only thing currently right now, tagging on to what Kenny said, was that we've got going on is Crime Ocopia, the true crime podcast that our season's taking place in Miami. The last episode is out, which was for those that have seen the movie. It's the Pain and Gain story.
Okay.
The Sun Gym gang. I'm working on my next episode, which we're hoping to record in the next couple weeks. Um, Aside from that, not much. Hopefully, I'm trying to put stuff together to see if I can start streaming on Twitch myself.
Ooh.
Some video games and stuff. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I like that. That sounds so spicy.
Yeah, that's a spicy meatball. But yeah, thank you guys for being a part of this, and thank you guys for watching. If you're watching us on Twitch or on YouTube, as always, we take mental health on the channel very seriously. Mental health is part of our general health, and everybody needs to remember that it is okay to not be okay. So if you feel like you need help and you're watching, please know that if you're watching live on Twitch, there's phone numbers going up in our Twitch chat. If you're watching on YouTube, they will be in the description box. But we want you to get the help that you deserve, that you need. And there should be no shame in asking for help, because we all go through our tough times, and some of us can handle it better than others. And those that need help should know that there are resources out there specifically designed to help you if you need it. If you're not in the United States, there is a link going up so you can find the resources nearest you in the areas that you're living in. I believe that the list is up to 140 countries or something like that the last time I checked. So please be aware that there are resources out there. And if you can't find something near you, at least you can find something that is close enough that you can try to call or schedule a Zoom kind of meetup with. We're in a very easy to reach kind of technological world, so it's not too difficult, I hope, for you to find the help that you need. As always, Mondays are for Vampire here on the channel. It's a dual story. One day it is an Anarch chapter, the other day it is a Camarilla chapter, so next week will be our Camarilla chapter. Tuesdays are devoted to Werewolf the Wild West or Legend of the Five Rings, 4th edition, and Werewolf 20th Anniversary, in case you want some more D10 action. And speaking of D10s, every other Thursday we do 7th Sea here on the channel. I really have cornered the market on D10s, it seems, because it's Vampire, Werewolf, L5R, and 7th Sea. So I am more than happy to take that claim and take that badge for myself. But as always, it is a pleasure to be here, to see your faces, to be a part of the story, and to see where all of my twists and turns can take you. So thank you for that. And please have a good night. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you when we see you. Be safe out there.